Skull, and welcome back to Valkyrie's Art Corner. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notification of my new video. I do apologize for getting this video out a little bit late. We had to go to work and get a couple things from the store. No, I didn't panic buy, and if anyone else needs to do any of that, please stay safe, wash your hands, make sure you don't touch your face, and all that fun stuff, and everyone will be okay. Alright, so today we're doing a sunset painting over the water. Now for this technique, we're going to do a wet on wet. So what you want to do is, if you have your little rinsing jug or bowl or anything like that, you'll want to dip your brush into it and actually get a light coating of water over the canvas. At that point, it's going to cause it to take the color a lot easier, and it's going to spread out very nice, and it's easier to blend. When we do a sunset, it'll be the same technique as you use for water, and you'll want to use a side-to-side motion. Try not to go up and down with it because it kind of ruins the flow of the painting. So as you can see here, when I get the paints, I'm going to use actually red, orange, yellow, and blue, and then white. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a minute. So what we want to do is paint the red where the horizon line is, and that's where the sky meets the ground. And in this one, we won't have a yellow sun in the distance because it'll be at the point where it's pretty much past sunset and it's at twilight. And we'll start off with the red, mix a little orange in to kind of give it that gradation. And then I'll need to add in a little bit more red down here to give it more of that dark tone below. And there we go. And you'll continually just want to add your paints going side to side. So now I will get some yellow. And the orange I used was a pre-mixed orange because I was actually running low on yellow a little bit, so I didn't want to use my yellow mixed in with red to make orange. And see, I'm actually using more of the yellow tone up top and still blending it in. I know I'm still getting kind of an orange, but it's just more of a lighter orange rather than just orange. And there we go. And then I kind of lost my line down here a little bit because the water made the paint spread a little. So I'm just adding the red down here, and now I'm going down to where the sunlight is reflecting off the water. And you'll want to do the same technique up top, but you'll want to go down more so the middle of it rather than across the entire canvas, because when it starts to get toward nighttime, the water starts to turn a really dark color. So you'll want to blend in your dark colors with the sunset colors to make it look like that reflection. And again, just using a side-to-side motion as you go down. Don't drag your brush. Just do a side-to-side, pick your brush up, and then side-to-side again. That way you don't break the look of the water and the sky. And now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mix a little bit of red and blue together to make a dark purple, because there will be more blue in it than red. And then I'm just going to kind of draw out where it looks like the water is just kind of meeting the sky, and just filling in where it's white down below, and just blending the colors again, just side to side. And initially you don't want to mix it completely in with those colors until you've gotten it all blended in. That way you can drag the colors out as needed. And then at this point we're going to build. So we're just going to build it on as it's wet. So now I'm going to start dragging the blue into the reds to kind of blend it out. In the same way with the rest of the colors as well. So just go side to side to side to side, and you see how it pulls, and it just kind of, you do lose your color a little bit. That's why we go back into it. So I'm just building on more color here to give it that fluid effect. And we still want that color to appear in some of the other dark spots because water tends to scatter. So now I'm just trying to add in more color here and blend it in. It's a little bit more difficult to deal with a wet on wet, but as you layer, it'll become easier and easier to lay it on because then the color eventually starts to pop out. So that's what we're going to do here. And as you can tell, you just layer and layer and layer until you get it. And I actually had a piece of plastic in there. I had recently started working with Mixed Media Girl on making pour cups. So I will show you one of her cups later on in the video, or another video when I do another pour. So, and they are available to purchase on Etsy. All you have to do is just look up Mixed Media Girl, and they offer it in 2 sizes, 8 ounce and 16 ounce. So just check those out. So now we're adding in a little more yellow. Unfortunately, it starts to blend with the blue a little bit and starts to turn green, but that's okay because the water is a little bit kind of bluish green itself. And then you just mix it in, mix it in, mix it in. And you see how it's starting to look more waterish. And if you see that you're spreading the color a little bit too much, just mix up more of that dark purple and go back into it. Now we'll want to, after I get the colors blended on the canvas, like right here, you'll want to mix more of like a blue purple rather than like a dark bluish color with the purple to match the colors in the water, because that starts to show that it's getting toward nighttime. And again, your canvas should still be a little bit wet at this point, because when it's wet it tends to take a little bit longer to dry. And then you just blend it down into the yellow and kind of drag some of that yellow tone up into it to blend it in. But as you can tell, our painting is starting to come together now. And then you just mix it in. Now while I'm in the middle of painting this, I'm actually starting a Twitch account so I can start doing live feeds on my paintings. It's going to be a little entertaining, but I can take some of those live feeds and put them on YouTube just in case anyone doesn't have Twitch, or if they don't want to get Twitch, that's fine. It'll be under the same name of Valkyrie's Art Corner. So if you really like that idea, just give me a like or a comment in the comments below and let me know, hey, you're gonna go check it out. But it'll actually take about a week, 2 weeks for me to finally get everything set up. So yeah. And then I had another piece of plastic in there. So now we kind of let it dry a little bit because it was starting, the colors were starting to mush together. But as you can tell, it's still a little wet, so that way I can blend a lot better. So I'm going to take more of that straight, it's called Phthalo Blue. And that's from my Golden brand that I had. And then just kind of go in here and make some dark spots, kind of drag the colors back toward the center like they're supposed to. And give the water more movement. And just mix a little bit more on this side. And again, it's like light side to side movements, and then just kind of pick up and stop your brush as you go. That way you can keep that technique up. Now with water, I will let you know, it will be another demonstration of it in one of my later videos. Sorry, I was stuttering. To show you exactly well, what you're seeing on here from start to finish on water, but not necessarily at sunset, but painting that focuses on the majority of water and still has some background. But this is just to kind of show sunset wise what you can do with it. Now these little white marks that I'm going side to side with as well shows like the waves in the water. If you've ever been to the ocean, or if you've been to a lake on a windy day, when you see those waves, it actually turns white on the tips when it starts to crash down into itself. And it doesn't keep the color of the sunset, so it's actually breaking water. And then you can add as many highlights as you want, or as little highlights as you want. I decided to go a little crazy with the highlights, so just don't overdo it. But if you do overdo it, just take that phthalo blue mixed in with the crimson red that I had, and you can go back over it and smooth it out, which I end up doing a couple times just to get rid of some of the extra highlights, because I figured I went a little crazy with them. Now here we're just straightening out our horizon line. And on the horizon line, especially when water like this, especially if you want to make it like a river, there are so many things you can do with this painting. You can add trees in the foreground, shadowed out, which is like just straight black, or you can add like mountains in the background to show, hey, this is a huge lake and there's just mountains in the background. There's a lot of potential you can do with these paintings, or you can leave it like so to kind of just give your basic sunset painting. And then we're just going through, and then you can just add as many colors as you want or as little colors as you want. So if you want it to what's called monochromatic, which means it tends to stay within the color range. So like if you decide to do a purple, you do all ranges of purple, ranging from light purple to medium purple to dark purple, just anything like that. And that's a very popular style. A lot of people do gray style monochromatics. And here I let it dry just a little bit more because I didn't want the white to wash out into the blue and make it lighter than it should. So I'm going to fix this right here. And I'm going to go back in and kind of darken up some areas underneath the waves, the little ripples. And here, if you really wanted to, like in my cloud video, if you followed along with that, you can add clouds into this video just to make sure you put the clouds, when you put them on there, make them a little bit gray, but underneath the clouds where the bottom is, make sure to add your sunset colors because those lights are actually reflecting off the clouds. And if you want to see a video where I actually do that, go right ahead, let me know in the comments below. So I'm just kind of taking out some of them highlights to bring more character back to the water. But as you can tell, I'm not going back into the skyline because the water needs a little bit more attention because of the detail you have to add to it. And I'm just kind of looking at it to see if there's anything else that needs to be done to it. And it looks like I'm good. So after this, you'll see a final picture of the painting. Again, just like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. And I will see you guys later.